Hi there, my name is Tor and I am an intuitive and guide, and I welcome you to this intuitive tarot message. I hope that it finds you when you need it the most, and obviously take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's see what the tarot has to say to us today. Right. Okay, so I would say that this spread is all about revisiting love and how you experience love and the ideas that you might have about love, right? And so the first card that I pulled is the Ace of Cups. That's the first card of the Cup suit. This card is all about new beginnings in the emotional space. It is the element of water, which also has to do with intuition and flow and how we're feeling. I love this card because it speaks to that reopening of the heart in many ways. It speaks to a fresh start, a fresh perspective, especially in sort of that more emotional landscape. The second card is the Page of Swords. And I often think of the Page of Sword as somebody who is walking away from a situation that wasn't working for them any longer. Perhaps sometimes that walking away can be quite sharp, quite cutting, like I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm letting go. And I think that that's precisely what this spread speaks to, in the sense of that for you to experience that reopening of your heart, there is something from your past that you are perhaps still holding on to and you truly need to let go of. And so the third card, and why I thought that this card is all about revisiting the structures, the traditions, the expectations and ideas that you have about love, is that we have the Hierophant, the Pope, which is all about sort of societal structures, religious structures. So much of how we think about love comes from religion, depending on where you grew up in the world. Obviously, that religion will be different, but it also speaks to like social norms, social expectations. We have been sort of spoon-fed this idea of what love is by Hollywood films, and for anyone who's been in any relationship knows that for large parts of the relationship it is nothing like that. And so I think that what this spread is all about, with the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Hierophant, it's about how are you now going to show up differently in your romantic, loving relationship. It's also about your family, right? Because there's usually, not always, love involved in that too. And it's important to look at the lineage of the kind of examples that you inherited from your parents around love. Maybe there's other people that you inherited ideas about love from. And so this spread is all about revisiting how you express, how you approach romantic love. This is a journey that I've had to be through myself, and I'm still on, because we have certain social conditionings, and, obviously there's all these kinds of attachment styles, which are sort of interesting. But as we well now know, is that all of these kinds of attachment styles are also situational. Attachment styles is something that I would highly recommend looking into and getting an understanding of, but not see it as gospel. Perhaps the next step is to figure out how are you going to revisit love. There's loads of really interesting and excellent love coaches online. Jillian Turecki, Esther Perel, the Love Coach, You Are Not Your Diagnosis. So there's loads of people online who I think speaks very elegantly and well about love. And I would urge you to check out these influencers, these creators, these love coaches, love therapists around love, and how you can start to approach that differently. And I think that's really what this message is all about for you here today, wherever you are in the world. I hope that this message found you when you needed it the most, and that it does encourage you to perhaps approach your relationships differently. Thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe button, comment, ask questions, and share it also with a friend that you think might need to hear this coming through from the tarot in this moment. Thank you so much.